Stream after all the rain, yard and calling. Oh, right on. We'll check the restream after all the rain. It's been a little funky this evening. Kind of on and off with the weather. Haven't really been enjoying the weather much. But I appreciate it. And who else is in my live stream besides? Let's see. One person, one like. Yeah. Frankie. Oh, I remember you. I think you're from another live stream from Hidden Gems or someone else. But anyways, I guess I will kick back and wait and see how things go. And last but not least, Ooh. Wow. Talk about photorealistic peach. Man, oh man. Yeah, this one I would definitely consider a holy grail. Sadly, summer is almost over by me. Peach. A whole lot of peach, rose, lily of the valley, heavy musk, amberwood, and like peach skin, wild peach, peach nectar, very juicy and mouth-watering. Whew. Wow. Oh, man. Whew. Hey, what's up, Sven? So, welcome to the live stream. I have total 30 fragrances out in front of me. Some I've had a while, some are new pickups, and some are new releases this year. But these are my absolute holy grails, meaning if I was to run out of every single one of these 30 fragrances, I would buy them again and again and again because they're just that damn good. Your scent of the day, fragrance one, office for men. What's up, Dutch? So, starting off with number one, for my very first Holy Grail, it is one of my newest pickups. And I told Dutch about it, and he's familiar with this brand and kind of cool looking bottles. But this is an Italian luxury niche house called Extra Ordinario. And this one's called Samemo Peach. And it's straight up for summer. High heat, moderate performing, but the quality is what truly grabs my attention the most. So this one straight up opens with this wild peach, a vineyard peach. You got black currant bud, and you got rose and lily of the valley singing in the background with this like peachy skin accord. And once it starts to dry down, you get heavy musk, peach nectar, and amber woods. So it's got a little bit of woods, heavy musk, a little bit of warmth. I really, really like this. And this was a blind buy. I wouldn't recommend that. But if you guys enjoy peach a lot, This is strictly for peach lovers. Kinda makes me think of, like, if you guys are familiar with moonshine, peach moonshine kinda has that smell to it, and I really, really like this a lot. And I wore it right out the box when it came in just to see how it would perform. It has a really nice scent trail. However, I will be honest, it's slightly feminine. I think it would smell more attractive on a female, but at least to me, how it performs on my skin, this is definitely a holy grail for me. And for everybody who is in my chat, I would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. Means a lot to me, and it means you actually support my channel. Moving on to another one. And I've had this one for a while, and it's from Latafa. And the only notes I really get out of this entire bottle is plum and leather. I don't know if this is a dupe of anything, but I really like this one. Probably maybe the only third budget cologne I still appreciate. Crazy projection, longevity across the board, very masculine, not for everybody, but if you love leather and you love plum, you might want to get your nose on this one. It's an interesting scent profile. And I think there's a little bit of spice, maybe some florals, and a woody base. But this is something I like to wear during the fall and winter and not in the summer. And coming from Latafa, Art of Nature one is actually an interesting scent. So, any of you guys familiar with this one? Have you ever checked it out? And if you know what it's cloning, let me know because I have no idea. But I appreciate it if you can hit the thumbs up button besides the ones who have. It signals engagement and it just shows me you actually support my channel. Let's move on to another budget cologne. Sadly, I never really got a chance to get my nose on the original, that Dolce Gabbana, the one and only Moonlit Night, or whatever it's supposed to be called. But I appreciate this one by Fragrance World. This is my go to on nights where I have special occasions. And I'm happy to have this one. And whatever I'm smelling here, I kind of pick up dates. Maybe it's the notes they're using, but it's kind of warm. Maybe some woods. It's probably one of the best date night scents I ever came across for a budget cologne, but it's my go to in the winter and fall. And fall is just about around the corner for me. And like today, for example, wasn't really warm. So I was wearing a heavier scent today. My scent of the day was Zaharoff Extreme, and I'm still picking it up. So, have you any of you guys would consider this a holy grail for you? I do, and I like this one. I tried to find the original, but on eBay, I think somebody wanted $700 for that, and I'm not really comfortable spending that kind of money. All right, let's move on to another pickup here. That's actually quite new. And you guys might get sick of hearing about me talking about it, but I just can't help it. I would definitely consider Dior Sauvage Extrait a holy grail for me because I really like how it opens up. I like the performance. It doesn't really scream in my face, although you know, it sits closer to the skin. And I would, consider this a like grown up fougere. And it still has like sharp citrus, aromatic lavender. But once that Vietnamese oud comes in and starts to come out, it smokes out the lavender. And I really like the dry down. I kind of still get that licorice tone. Not really, not too pronounced, but maybe in the background. But yeah, if I ran out of this and I went through it, I would buy another bottle. And that's just how I honestly feel. I really dig the shit out of this one. Excuse my language. And let's move on to a niche fragrance that truly delivers and lives up to the name Holy Grail. I would have to go with this one. And it's half empty. It's about at the half hour mark. Roja Elysium. This is by far one of my absolute favorite blue fragrances. It's clean, professional, office safe, one of the best Roja Elysium flankers, in my opinion. Never got to check out the actual Parfume, which I hear is really, really good. Oh Intense is okay, but I really like the grapefruit in this. I love the dry down, and I think it has mixed opinions. Some people think it just doesn't really perform. Other people say it performs, and that's when skin chemistry comes into play. However, 7 hours, and that's perfect for me. And yeah, this is a holy grail for me. And when this is empty, I would definitely buy another bottle. Elysium Noir is okay. It's just, I'm not really crazy for it. Maybe it's because, you know, I think it's from I think there's raspberry in it, maybe aldehydes. I just wasn't too crazy for it. It's nice, but it's something I'm really not going to buy or even purchase because I just can't enjoy it. I prefer the original over all of them. That's just my opinion. And I tend to talk about this one too much, and maybe it's just because I'm obsessed with it, if I want to be 100% honest. But this is my favorite one. I mean, 7 hours of performance, that's perfect for me. So, yeah, this I definitely consider my holy grail. And let's move on to another budget cologne. Not many people talk about. Now, I never really, well, I can't really say never really, but I have gotten my nose on Oud Wood by Tom Ford. I would love to get that sometime. That'll probably be my next pickup. Doesn't last long, maybe 6 hours, but I can still appreciate it. But for a budget friendly fragrance, Woody Oud. Bottle's half empty. I wore the crap out of this. It's got some synthetic oud, maybe some spice, and then it's got this like I want to say rosewood. Kind of gives off this nutty aroma. I really appreciate this stuff. It's pretty good. And it doesn't really scream off in my face. I don't get crazy projection like a lot of people say, but I get a good, maybe solid 8 hours in performance. And if I kill the bottle and I ran out, yeah, I would still buy it. I like it. Some people don't, some people do. It's still pretty good. So I had to have this one in this live stream. I'd still like to get the real one. Eventually, I want to get the real tuxedo, but for now, I really still like this to this day. I think I've had Rifficat Adorn for a long time since it came out, and it's getting there. And this one performs quite a bit for me. I really like the patchouli in this. And for a budget cologne, it has decent quality. It gets the job done. And I just really, really like this one. So yeah, I'd still consider this a holy grail for me. It doesn't disappoint. Sometimes with Pacific or Paris Corner, sometimes they're like hit and miss. Sometimes they have decent releases, other times they don't. And that's just my personal opinion. Not everybody's going to feel the same for me or agree with me, and that's okay. But, I could have picked up Chow Citrus, but I wasn't really motivated to buy it. But, it's almost fall by me, so I figure why not include some of my fall fragrances that I tend to reach for a lot? And, you know, Paris Corner Adorn by Rifficat. You know, Mason Alhambra Detox was another great one. I used to have it. I gave it away to my brother. Actually, me and my brother traded. He didn't care for this one. I like this one a little more. It was a little more smoother, not as harsh like Mason Alhambra the Tux was. It just, that one gave me a headache. So, yeah, I still appreciate that. All right, let's move to another holy grail for me. Speaking of designer, now, I don't think anybody can appreciate it. I don't think a lot of people like it, but this is coming from Joe Malone. I don't really get any citrus from it. I could be wrong, but wood, sage, and sea salt. This is a holy grail for me. I actually have a backup bottle of this that I also bought recently. I really like this. It's clean, refreshing, moderate, maybe what, 5 to 6 hours. Great for the high heat. Something about it just really stands out. And not just the wood or the sage and sea salt. I think there's something else in here. I can't quite pinpoint it, but I really like this. And sometimes I have a problem with the atomizer. I don't know what it is, but I don't really pick up citrus. But I think this is one of their maybe a underrated release from them. Sup, fellers? Trying to decide what to spray for my evening. Currently, first half of today I wore the Rare Roja, the exclusive pour homme, plum. Hey, there you go. But yeah, I had to have this one. This is an absolute holy grail for me. And I tend to reach this a lot. I don't always talk about it or, do many reviews. Maybe I should get it back into my rotation, but I really like this one. Yeah, they do. I get about 6 hours on skin with this one. I still like it, regardless if it doesn't perform or it doesn't meet everybody's standards for a fragrance. I think anywhere from 6 to 8 hours is good enough. You know, kind of like that marketing strategy with Rabanne. with their new release. Who would want a fragrance that lasts 48 hours? I sure the hell don't. I don't want to smell like the same thing. I just, 8 hours and I'm good. 6 hours and I'm good. Not everybody gets 6, 7, 8 hours. Same with me with one of my Creed fragrances. I get about 5 hours. It happens. Um, have I tried any other Joe Malones yet? There was one that I got my nose on. I just haven't got around to buying it, but I will be adding it soon when it actually gets a little colder by me. And where I live up in Willowick, Ohio, it wasn't really hot today. It was actually kind of cool. And it's been rainy. So I've been starting to gravitate towards heavier fragrances. I've tried like 20, 25. There was one. I think it's maybe you're familiar with it, Dutch. When I went to Dillard's the one time when I picked up my eyeglasses, I checked out some Joe Malones. They were like darker bottles. I think it were like EDPs or Parfums. But one, it was something, I think it had Hinoki wood. I think it might have been something Hinoki wood, maybe. I would like to add that one. And there was another one. I think it was kind of smoky, resinous, maybe. I don't know. I can't think of the names. But there was one I checked out that was by Joe Malone, and it had Hinoki wood in it. I would like to add that one. One I really want is, yeah, if I could find that. I had the grapevine, darker. There was one. I just can't think of the name. Yes, that's it. Hinoki and cedarwood. I really like that one. Out of all the ones that I smelled that day, that one stood out to me the most. And it had pretty decent performance. I got to spray it on skin. I got around close to 8 hours. I want to add that one. That was a good one. And I like Hinoki. That is a really beautiful note. So, not to get off topic, let's get right to another Holy Grail here. Speaking of designer, I knew this one would definitely have to be here. And I may not spray it as much, and it might be just too damn expensive. But besides the point, this is a Holy Grail for me. And it's actually got a nice sized dent, and you can't really see through the bottle. But Ombre Nomad, out of all the 7 that I own, I really like this one the most. And this is what I consider a Holy Grail. Now, on my skin, the oud gives off like leathery nuances. The rose kind of gives us like fruit raspberry nuance. The dry down, I kind of pick up a slight vanilla tone. This is one I would truly call a goated fragrance. This is truly a Holy Grail for me. So if I ever ran out of this one and completely ran out, I would buy another bottle. Not many people go for this one, and it's okay. It's not everybody's taste or scent profile. However, for a designer, I could really appreciate this. And since fall's right around the corner, I wear this. I reach for it. 2 sprays is all I really need with this one. When it's wintertime in Ohio, maybe 3 at the most, but this is such a really beautiful fragrance. Jacquez did a phenomenal job with that one. And let's go with something from Xerjoff. Out of all the ones that I own, I just can't stop reaching for this one. And it's my signature scent from Xerjoff, Torino 22. Ever since, I talked to Dutch about this one, I had to buy it because he really appreciated it, and it was his favorite one until he got into some others, but this is one of my favorite Torinos. I like it more than all of them. I like this one the most. It's my favorite one. Bottle's half empty. When this is gone, I'm gonna buy another one. I just like it that much. It's unique, it's different, woodsy, aromatic. It's just a beautiful fragrance coming from Xerjoff. And there's all kinds when it comes to Xerjoff, but at the end of the day, I just can't stop reaching for this. You know, I wear this one often. And what I mean by that is I may talk about stuff I get in. I may, you know, talk about some stuff I had for a while when I do shorts, but I wear this a lot. I get really good performance from it. And besides what it's really inspired about, it's just something else about it just moves me away that most fragrances don't. And that's why it's my signature scent. Now, I'm not saying each and every one of these fragrances I have in my wardrobe doesn't move me, just some actually move me different, where I keep reaching for it. I keep wanting to wear it. So, this is definitely a holy grail and definitely worth buying again. And I think, yeah, that bottle is starting to, I would say it's about right about here already since I've owned it. And of course, I knew this one would be here. Coming from Essential Harmony, Neo Diagrumi. By far one of the best blood orange fragrances out on the market. I would take this over Symphony any day by Louis Vuitton. Not because of the price, but it's more interesting. It's easier to wear, quite natural, perfectly unisexed, and I'm starting to put a dent in this bottle. This is another one I wear quite often as well. And if you like blood orange, but you also like vanilla or white jasmine, and maybe a clean oud in the base that's tolerable, and some woods, you probably would enjoy this. I love this one. This such a beautiful scent. So yeah, this is definitely holy grail territory for me. And it was a hard decision. I could have included Kinship by Essential Harmony, but I just, haven't really worn it as much. I tend to wear this one a lot more. Now, I don't hate Kinship. I have a personal scent memory attached to it, but this is another one I just can't stop reaching. It's addictive. It's smooth. It's beautiful. Slightly loud for me. Might be loud for others. It's just hands down one of the most unique blood orange fragrances I ever put my nose on. And I just can't, hide that fact. So yeah, holy grail territory. And let's move to another budget cologne. Now, mind you, Rasasi, they've been on a crazy streak with mass producing a lot of Hawas flankers. I can't even keep up with most of them. Who knows how many they have now? But one of the newer pickups that I did get, it happens to be my favorite one out of the what? One, two, three, out of the five that I own. Bottle's half empty, and I'll probably get another one to have as a backup. This is another one I can't stop wearing either. Hawas Highness, crazy chromed out bottle. You know, straight up Tiger vibrato kind of mix dupe. Really decent one. I think it's the best one they ever put out as of this year. I think some people would disagree. That's okay, but that's just where I stand, and that's my personal opinion, and it's my favorite one. Decent performance. Sadly, this one just doesn't perform very well for me during the summer, like high heat days where it's humid, sticky, muggy, uncomfortable. It doesn't do any justice. I like to wear this on cooler days, summer evenings. Bing, bada, boom. It performs great. Just not high heat. So I had to have this one here. And speaking of another one, I don't think a lot of people talk about anymore, but coming from Davidoff, it's another one I just can't stop shutting up about. And I like it quite a bit, even though it might be synthetic. But cool water, cool elixir. For another blue fragrance, it's got synthetic oud. It's kind of dark. Has this really nice, like metallic rose tone to it. I can appreciate it. Kind of spicy as well. And that's coming from that synthetic oud. Kind of woodsy, but overall, it's a decent scent. And that went up my nose. Don't ever spray in front of your nose, or you might end up getting that taste in your mouth. Yeah, Cool Elixir, definitely for me. The original Cool Water is still a great scent. I had that one. I had Cool Water Intense. That was decent. But this one, I have a backup bottle. When I bought this, I found it on Amazon for maybe mid 70s. I blind bought it. It's good. It's absolutely a classy scent. And there was another one they did not too long ago. I think it's like what? Something, I think a Santal, maybe with saffron. I want to check that one out, but this is a beautiful scent too. And I think they're a designer. I like this. Bottle's half empty. Now, I don't get crazy performance. I don't get crazy projection, but summer nights, that's where this bad boy comes in play. And I could have wore this today. I almost did reach for this one, but I didn't. And I was in the mood to wear something with churchy incense, some apple cardamom that had some resinous to it. And I gotta say, out of all the Zaharoffs that I own, out of them all, this would be my number three. This would be my third Holy Grail by Zaharoff. Why? Well, I love the dry down. I love the oud in here. I just really like the smoky character, the leather. It's a nice woody oriental. And it just quite mature and has this unique commanding presence. And I'm still picking it up. And I think it's almost been about 8 hours on skin. And I'm still getting that churchy, resinous, smoky incense scent in the base. So I knew that one would be here. So if I killed this bottle, let's say I go throughout the entire bottle this fall and winter. Yeah, I will buy another bottle. I like it that much. And number 2, coming from Zaharoff, I knew this one would be here because these ones I wear a lot. As you could tell, for the little bottle, that's got a nice size dent. Not everybody likes this one. Seraphine Blue, it's a lot of mixed opinions. Moderate performing, so 7 hours on skin. What I really enjoy the most from Seraphine Blue is this beautiful eucalyptus. It's quite refreshing. It has this therapeutic quality for me. And I kind of get the powderiness, some marine notes, got some saltiness. It's quite unique for an aquatic. It's different. I think a lot of people don't care for it, and that's okay, but I love it. I just really like the eucalyptus in this one. That's what stands out to me the most, and that's why I reach for it a lot. And number 1 for a holy grail, and this was a tough decision. I could have easily had I could have easily had Tief Oud in this, but that is very hard to find, and it's not every day I could pull the trigger and grab that fragrance, but for a rose scent that's a little, I would say, unique, a little brighter, light, and not really dark, but it has like a dewy Turkish rose and light incense in the base, and I'm talking about no other than Signature Rosé. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. This was a blind buy. I got it earlier, maybe this year, maybe end of last year. And the dent, for a small bottle, it's got a nice sized dent. It's another one I tend to reach for quite a bit. This is like my daytime rose scent. You know, if I want to wear something darker, whatever I'm in the mood for, I wear that in the evening. But during the day, for me, spring, high heat, summer, even in the fall and winter, I still wear this. It's just that damn good. It's such a beautiful scent. And the funny thing is, and I tend to repeat myself, I used to never like rose. And this is what got me, I wouldn't say got me in the rose. The one that really got me in the rose where I can really appreciate it was Black Rose Halfetti. That was my very first, one of the first Zaharoff purchases I got. I bought samples of Black Rose Halfetti. People kept talking about it, saying, man, it's good, it's masculine. So when I started doing my journey, I eventually dabbled my nose in the Zaharoff, and some of the first samples I bought was Leather Tabac, Black Rose Halfetti. I bought Seraphine Blue, and I think that was it. And after I spent some time with them, I immediately grew into Leather Tabac. That was the first one I got. Then the second pickup was Black Rose Halfetti. Man, did that one really grow on me. And then I started getting into other rose fragrances. And that's where it all started. So, yes, Signature Rosé is a highly regarded holy grail for me. And it started from that. That's how I got in the rose and why I like rose so much and why I'm absolutely obsessed. All right, moving on. One other Zaharoff, and it's brand new this year. And I know a lot of people don't care for it. That's okay. Some people might say, it doesn't really perform for me. I get it. I get it. Not everybody's going to get a crazy 10, 12, 16, 18 hours or whatever. Not everybody's going to get 5 or 6 hours. But I got to say, coming from Zaharoff, I already put a decent sized dent in this 120-ounce bottle. This is definitely an easy reach. It's what I call a grab and go fragrance. And I just can't stop shutting up about Gusto Limon. It's a nice citrus solar amber fragrance. And I think one of the reasons why this is a holy grail for me, and it's starting to make perfect sense. As much as I miss Pacific Chill, I don't really need it because I still get Pacific Chill like vibes, and it's due to that green, leafy citrus leaves and fruity nuances. And this is all I need. So if I go through this bottle, which I'm certain I will, because I reach for this a lot, even after my showers, I wear this. I wear it to bed. Um, I wore it yesterday, actually. I wore it again. Evening scent of the night was what? Creed Original Vetiver and Vetiver Sensuel. And yeah, kicks, I agree. That's a perfect 10. I would I would say, you know, for as long as I had Seraphine Blue, it was one of my very first fragrances, and I've worn it through high heat, winter, cold, a blizzard. I would definitely, would keep it honestly real, maybe a 9, a solid 9.6 out of 10. Not that I don't like it, it's just not a 10 out of 10 for me. That's just how I feel. And it's still a beautiful fragrance. So, moving on. Hey, what's up, David? Thank you for tuning in. Let's move on to another designer. And this one's been around a very long time, and it's survived a very long time. Coming from Versace, it's another one I like for a blue, fresh fragrance with a little bit of depth. Versace Dylan Blue. I had to have this. It's a holy grail for me. Some people might consider it basic, and that's okay. I just really, really like this. And you know what they need to do? And I actually emailed Versace. I sent them an email not long ago, maybe a month or two ago. And I said, when are you guys ever going to drop another Versace Dylan Blue? You need to come out with maybe a intense or maybe come out with a Perfume version. I would like to see that. That's what they should do, is make another Versace Dylan Blue and bring another one. I like to see at least one more flanker, at least in an intense version. You know, I would like to see that because this is still good. And it's very affordable after so many years. A lot of people still like it. And coming from a designer house, I can really appreciate this one. Small bottle, and it's like half empty. Ended up buying another bottle again just to have. I just love it that much. I don't get sick of this scent. Kind of incensey in the base, slightly dark, not extremely dark, but it has a little bit of depth, and it's just a all around classic banger. So yeah, this is a holy grail for me. And since we're on the subject with designer for fragrances, this one had to be here. And this is coming from Hugo Boss for the Boss Bottled line. This is my favorite one, Boss Bottled Beyond. Highly versatile. Anybody could really rock this. Office friendly, date night, all that fun stuff. This one is already starting to get low. This is another one I can't stop wearing. And it actually performs pretty well for me. You know, sometimes a lot of the Hugo Boss releases, the ones that I'm familiar with, and there's other ones I haven't really got a chance to check out. But out of the ones that I'm familiar with, Boss Bottled Absolute is a beautiful one, but it's not a holy grail for me. This one is because I could wear this throughout any season, spring, summer, fall, winter. And I could wear it for any other occasion. And mainly, I get the best performance from this. Not that I don't hate Boss Bottled Absolute. I just tend to reach for this one a little more, if I could be honest. So, yeah, this one just does it for me. And I'm kind of curious to see whenever that Boss Bottled Beyond Intense drops, what direction they do with it. And I guess it's what? Their first floral leather fragrance, maybe? I'm curious about that one. Eventually, I will add Ralph's Club Parfum for sure. I would like to get that. And I kind of want to check out uh, Armani. I will. That will be my next pickup for sure. But for everybody who else just walked in, hit that thumbs up button. I would very much appreciate it. So, moving on. And since I'm on a plum topic, I had to have this one here. And this comes from Latafa. So, Teriyaki Intense. I've had this one for a very long time now. And every now and then, I'll spray it, put my nose to it. I like to wear this during the fall and the winter. I really like the plum in this. Kind of warm, ambery. I could kind of see how Lamal Elixir would tie into this, but it's not a dupe of that. El Rob '07. I will. Smells like. Okay. Yes, holy grails, I say. Yeah, these are my holy grails for me. And not everybody's going to agree with that, but they're holy grails to me. Out of everything I own. Because I tend to reach for these quite a bit. I wear them a lot. Some of the other stuff I have on my bookshelf case, and some of the other ones just sit there because they don't get worn quite a bit. Not that I don't like them, but these ones are my holy grail. So, Teriyaki Intense, plum, amber, kind of warm, sweet. It's just, it's still one of my favorite releases coming from a budget cologne or Latafa. You're wearing a sample of Zaharoff Sun-Kissed Island. Surprising. Yeah, I own that one. I have a full bottle of it. Sadly, it's kind of hard to find. Unless you're a member of the Zed Lounge, you could get lucky and get a full bottle. Zed Lounge on Facebook, if you're not too familiar with it, quite a bit. You may find some people selling some Zaharoffs that are hard to get because they're were a limited run, small batch. But yeah, Sun-Kissed Island. I love that one. I have it. But I also nurse it because once it's gone, and it'll be a hard time finding that bottle again. But I can't say I don't wear it because I do. But I can't really consider it a holy grail because, it doesn't fit that for me. And this one's not very easy to find. Gray market wise, I think some people on eBay are going high $300-400. I've seen some about that price, and it makes sense. But yeah, and let's see here. Let's go with a Mancera, which is main reason why what my live stream's about. Had to have this one here. And it's such a refreshing vetiver fragrance. One of the easiest ones you can actually wear. Fresh, lime, citrus, vetiver, a little bit of floral, woods, moderate performing, probably 6 to 7 hours. And it's starting to get a little dent. I tend to reach for, I wore this, yesterday? Such a beautiful scent. And yes, yeah, leather tobacco, I have that. Which batch do you have? Do you have the original batch or do you have the second batch? I'm curious. I have the original one before birch tar got discontinued. So I have the real McCoy. That one is a holy grail, but yeah, I would consider Zaharoff. Oh, so you do got it. Yeah, I haven't worn it as much, but I wouldn't really consider that a dent. But yeah, I have the first batch. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love the birch tar in here. I wish they would have kept the original batch. Unfortunately, international fragrance regulatory, whatever, they just ban certain notes because they, maybe some people had reactions to it. I don't know. But yeah, I would consider this a holy grail. But it's not something I could really reach for all the time because there's other stuff I accumulated over times throughout my scent journey that I tend to reach for more than this. Not that I hate this. I don't hate this at all. It's a beautiful scent, remarkably stunning, and probably one of my favorite tobacco kind of fragrances, hands down. But for me, where I live, the only time I could really wear this is in the winter. Now, granted, I've worn this during the summertime just to see if it would, ruin somebody's day. And I wore it on a day where it was like maybe mid 60s, and it's actually decent. It wasn't bad, you know, but with the climate around me, Ohio is known for crazy, unpredictable weather. And over time, you know, there's just other Zaharoffs that I own that I tend to reach for more than this one. But yeah, this is a good one. And it's discontinued. You can't really find the original first batch anymore. It's another one I kind of just nurse and I just don't reach for it as much. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I max is 3 sprays for me. You know, for example, Louis Vuitton, Ombre Nomad, at the most 2 or 3. 2 if I got somewhere planned where I got to dress up, even in the summer. Yes. Oh yeah, I can't disagree with that. You know, Gusto Limon right here. I already put a nice solid dent. Yeah, I like this a lot. It's a good one. You know, that was a good one. Yes, it is. I have a sample of the second batch leather tobacco. It's much more easier to wear. It's not as pungent. So, but yes, overall the scent is still the same. It's just, not as pungent. It's a little more easier to wear for, let's say, you know, a younger fragrance wearer that's into, grown up stuff, if that makes sense. And let's go to another budget cologne. I'm gonna go with this guy, Ahmed Al Maghribi. Am I into vintage fragrances at all? Uh, I don't know. I mean, if we want to go vintage, I could think of only one, and I've had the bottle since I was a teenager. I would have to say English leather for men, rugged, kind of dirty, very masculine. Not everybody's kind of scent, but yeah, English leather. That would be another holy grail for sure. English leather. I've had that. That is a vintage. I had the bottle since I was like 13 years old, and it survived after all these years, and it never spoiled. It never got ruined. The cap is a pain in the ass to take off, but yeah, I've had this for a long time. Since I was 13, and I'm 44 years old now. And man, is this pungent. And it's hard to open. It's a splash cologne, and it smells good. This one, a best way I can really give an expression, this one would put hair on your chest. This is for the men, not the boys. Doesn't last long, but I like it. It's a beautiful scent. Probably the only one. Well, no, there's another one that's kind of vintage. I don't have the bottle anymore, but well, I do, but just kind of. I think I lost it. No, I wouldn't say lost it. I had to keep the remaining juice in a decant before I got my display case. My cat knocked over an old discontinued bottle you can not even find unless you go on eBay, but I'm not going to pay a crazy price for it. But I'm talking about Caswell Massey Aura of Patchouli. That was one of my most very first fragrances I've ever gotten when I was like just 12, 11, 12 years old. Because of my father, I was in the manly masculine sense. And when I was around, 11, 12 years old, Aura of Patchouli by Caswell Massey was one of the first fragrances my parents ever gifted me when I really get when I was getting into cologne. And back then, I only had a couple. I think 3. English Leather, Aura of Patchouli, and there was another one then. I had Royal Copenhagen. I was in the manly stuff then, and that's what my parents liked. And over time, as I got older, I started getting into, Polo, some stuff from like Versace, Chanel, and as time went by, I wasn't always wearing cologne as much. I kind of, got away from it. And then throughout the years growing up, I only kept a couple. Chanel Day Blue, the original, the EDT. I had that. I had the EDP. But when the Parfum came around, that was my favorite one. And I used to own the Parfum, Chanel Day Blue Parfum. I had a bottle and I actually killed it a couple months ago. I just never got around to getting another one. But at this time, I have probably a few different blue fragrances. I really don't need to have it. So back to my Holy Grail list here. Ahmed Al Maghribi, Azure Royal, candied, candied what? You get like a candied fruit. It's fresh, refreshing for an extrait. It's like candied pear, fruits, all kinds of number stuff in here. Decent performance for a budget cologne. I like this one a lot. I had to have this on my live stream, so yeah, I never really got into Hugo Boss then. I wasn't into it. But far as starting my own scent journey, some of the very first fragrances I did get was some of the budget colognes from Maison Alhambra, Lattafa, and Mansera. But I never did buy number one. If I could find a vintage bottle, I would be happy with it. But this is how I currently feel with everything I've gotten over time that I truly consider my holy grails. And this would be one of them. And I have a backup bottle of this. And I just love it that much. And coming from a Middle Eastern brand or whatever, for a budget cologne, this is pretty decent quality. And one of the things I can appreciate with this, Ahmed Al Maghribi, it doesn't make me sneeze, it doesn't cloy at me. Some of these budget colognes, some of the perfume quality oils they use, they make me sneeze a lot to where I just can't wear them. So, and last but not least, I think I have what, one, two, three, four, five. Five more. And after that, I do have a couple pickups sitting off to the side that I will do like first impressions on. Because I did get into another niche house. And I've been saving that for, best for last. So, speaking of Creed, I gotta say, out of the current 5 Creeds that I own, I tend to reach for this one the most. Arofa. One of my favorite unique, fresh, aquatic, salty fragrances. It's clean, kind of polished, moderate performing, but I could truly appreciate this one. Regardless of how much they cost, I took advantage and I bought this one. FragranceNet.com. Last year, during Black Friday, I got this for $150 a pop, and I bought 3 fragrances at a time. I love this. It's so refreshing. And I think it's underrated. Salty, aquatic. I think there's like a watermelon accord in here. Maybe. Could be wrong. But I could really appreciate this one. Yes. Yeah. This would be a holy grail for me. Nothing against Aventus, Original Vetiver, Royal Water, or Royal Oud. This one has the biggest dent out of everything that I own by Creed currently. I tend to reach for this one a little more. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just maybe it's the quality of every perfume oil they use, but just something about it, it just, it's like a happy fragrance for me. It just makes me smile. Such a good one. So I knew that one would be there. And let's go with this guy right here. Not many people talk about this one as much. And for a tea fragrance, because this one has some other uniqueness to it. Melody of the Sun by Mancera. It's half empty. Out of the Manceras that I own, this one has the biggest dent. Melody of the Sun. Very refreshing. And if I run out, I would buy this one again and again. It's very refreshing. I don't know what kind of tea, maybe green tea, but kind of powdery, salty, aquatic, maybe. Really good stuff. Yeah, not too many people talk about Melody of the Sun. It gets slept on quite a bit. It's highly underrated. Kind of get you get citrus, you get some tea, a little bit of woods. And this is another one I consider, a holy grail because in high extreme heat for me, where I live, I give really good performance with this one. It performs better than Aqua Wood by Mancera. And I like Aqua Wood, but this one just gives me the extra performance. It has, you know, I would say a solid 8 hours on skin. That's all I need. And it's quite unique. And this would be a holy grail when it comes to a refreshing tea note. And that's something I've reached for quite a bit. And one other designer, and I think, well, no, a couple other designers. Actually, let's get right to it. L'Homme Les Parfums. Bottle's half empty, small bottle. Didn't really need a big one. Although I might end up buying a bigger bottle because I tend to wear this quite a bit. And there's another one that's kind of, under the radar, underrated. Nobody really talks about it anymore. It's kind of casual, nice, simple, easy reach, great for the summertime. And I wear this in the wintertime as well. So this one is definitely a holy grail for me. And speaking of JPG, out of everything I've ever smelled by Jean Paul Gaultier, the Labo line, you know, it lives up to its, what is it? Lives up to its delivers. And for like people who are really into that kind of DNA, you know, Lamal, the original Lamal is classy. Some of their other stuff is decent, but the one that really stands out to me the most that I tend to wear a little more is this one right here. Le Beau Flower Edition. I like the violet. I like the aroma. Kind of still get this like watery core DNA of Le Beau, kind of, but I really like the slight watery powderiness with the violet. It's pretty much violet forward and Yeah, I have no idea what this guy's doing. He's just commenting faces. I guess that's his way of giving ratings on certain fragrances. I don't know. But yeah, this is a holy grail for me. And, the craziest thing about this, though, eh, I could see that. It's good, but I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with it until, this came around. Les Beaux Les Parfum, I still like, but I just don't wear it enough to really consider it a holy grail. I'm not too crazy for Paradise Garden. That one just annoys my sinuses where I just can't enjoy it and I sneeze too much. Les Beaux Les Parfum is decent for me in like the wintertime. Oh, I'm talking about the vintage one. My dad had the original when it first came out. My mom bought it for him for Christmas one year. He liked it. I smelled it. I did not like it. I thought it was hideous. I could not get into it. My dad still has the original. He still has the original when it first came out. My mom got it for him for Christmas. She wanted to get him a cologne. One of the women behind the counter recommended it at the time because it was good. My dad likes it. I don't like it. I just didn't care for it. I'm not too crazy for a lot of stuff from JPG. There's certain ones that I do like, but Les Beaux Flower Edition I do like because I like violet. It's decent. It's a holy grail for me because this one gets the most wearability out of everything. And some of the new releases from JPG, Le Male in Blue, that was absolutely, fucking disgusting. I didn't like it. And excuse my language, but Le Male in Blue, I don't know what they did, but that's a whole, just, it's, I don't know. I don't know how to really describe that one. If I can be brutally honest, I think Le Male in Blue is absolutely boring. And not to get off topic, one other release here. Speaking of a new release from a designer. And out of the ones I did smell from the 1 million line, never really got to experience 1 million Privé, but 1 million Black, the newest one. I really like this. I get a nice pineapple, kind of get mango slightly, but it dries down kind of nice and it does give me 1 million lucky like vibes. So, that's a holy grail for me and I know I'm going to go through a lot of this, but I don't really consider this like summer. I think this will perform the best during fall and winter for me, so we will shall see. And last but not least, another niche here. Probably the only Parfums de Marly that I currently own. Cologne. I can't get enough of this one. And there's so many other wonderful Parfums de Marlys out there. The next Parfum de Marly that I probably will add is Habdon or probably Pegasus exclusive. Those are you know, but Cologne is my absolute favorite. I can't get enough of this one. And this is another one I would like to have a backup off. This is a holy grail for me. I wear it in the summer. I wear it in the fall, the winter, the spring. I could easily wear this one. Would you consider Roja what? Roja? I have no idea which one that is. I never smelled it. I never smelled that one either. I never really checked out a lot of too many Rojas. But there's some other ones I would like to check out. Um, Another one I really like is Amber Oud by Roja. I was lucky enough to get a sample of Serenity Blend. I really like that by Roja. It's not for everybody, but for a tea scent, Serenity Blend, that is up my alley. Eventually, I'll add that one. But Cologne is a holy grail for me. This bottle's half empty. So by the time I get done with this, probably this fall and winter, I'll have to get another bottle. So, and that's pretty much it for all my holy grails. But this live stream is not over just yet. So let's get right to it. I got some things I want to talk about, and I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with some of these brands. I don't see too many people are talking about these, but I'm going to be right back. I got to step away and go use the restroom. So hold your horses, and I'll be right back. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm back. Really? I don't really get Barnyard from the new Dior Sauvage extract at all. Could be your skin chemistry, but I don't pick up anything fecal at all. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Now, I came across another brand. I don't see too many people talking about it, but I blind bought a bottle and I like what they do with their presentation. They sent me this cloth and it's kind of like a pouch which you can like carry your fragrance in. Oh, Sunkissed Island, that is a good one. I like it. It's a good one. I got nothing negative about that one. My bottle's starting to get empty, but Sunkissed Island, that's something I like to wear during the fall and winter. You know, not just summer. I wear that one whenever I want. But anyways, we're gonna get right to it. I recently got into a house that's called Mosiha. I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. And it came with this really cool pouch for your fragrance. So I figured what I would do a live first impressions on this house. And it's got really decent, presentation, and it comes with like a booklet and things like that. So it says here, I think it says what? Experience the chilling embrace of the Siberian cold with the invigorating fresh scent of the forest. So, I'm guessing this is inspired by like a Siberian Chill, Forest Whispers in the Air, Cocktail Bliss. So, before we get to it, it's got a really nice box where it sits and stuff. But this is a Parfum, and this is called Song of the Scents. Now, I can only think of one other person, one of my other subscribers who is into this house. He likes their stuff. So, shout out to Jason Vircher. He's got amazing taste. And I bought this one, and no, actually, it don't. It doesn't have Siberian musk, but it has a different kind of musk in it. But besides the point, I know. I gave it a full rear when it came in. The leather in here is what I consider paradise for me. I love leather. And it made me think of wearing a motorcycle vest and riding a Harley. It has that brand new leather smell, but it's like amped up. So, figure I'd talk about it. Man, we'll go. I don't really have. Yeah, I do. So, can't go there. We'll go on the inner part of my arm. Whew. This is straight gas. Not for everybody, I'll say that much. You get some really nice photorealistic juniper. Get like this nice saltiness kind of vodka. You got vodka in here. And then you got a pepper blend where it's got a really nice spicy opening. And the middle notes though, you get this like photorealistic dirty rose. You got pimento, cedarwood. This is good stuff right here. And I gotta say, this Centrail carries. The day I went to the laundromat, I wore this. And I was impressed with its performance. I got a good 10 hours on skin. And the best way I could probably say about this brand is, what's his name? Christian Provenzano does a lot of their perfuming. And let's say performance and great offerings, I would consider this brand right up in maybe my top 5 for niche fragrances. They would be right under Scents of Wood. Yeah, I want to like to get a sample of Creed Iris Debonair just to see what it's like, but it's not really on my radar at the moment. But however, this is a phenomenal house. Phenomenal brand. I don't see anybody really talking about it. But this is quite masculine. I wouldn't consider this for a kid. This is grown up stuff right here. But if you like leather, vetiver, and, you know, some musk, clary sage, and you like rose, and it kind of, the thing that's unique about this, the clary sage that they use, it provides this like smokiness in the base. It's such a beautiful scent. I'm happy I blind bought this, so I kind of want to still explore some other ones by Mosea. And same with this other brand, Extra Ordinario. I like this house too. They got some other offerings, and currently that's what's on my radar right now is I want to get some other ones by this brand. Eventually, I'll do a full review on this, but I'll tell you right now, this is definitely probably currently probably the most exciting niche pickup I got this year. Besides Zaharoff, Gusto, Limon, and some other things, but I love exploring different houses, different stuff that nobody talks about that deserves to have some attention and appreciation. This stuff's phenomenal. If you could find a discovery set, I highly recommend getting your nose into this stuff. It's good. If you like mature scents and you're into different stuff that go in different directions, it's definitely worth checking it out. But the only other creed that I did get my nose on was Wild Vetiver. I actually like that one. It's more of a floral take on vetiver, but it was decent. But this is pretty good. I have to spend some time with it. And last but not least, hey, what's up, Joel? So I thought I would let you know, but Vetiver Sensuel is a holy grail for me, and I know you love that fragrance. But I was talking about some things, a new fragrance here from a brand not too many people are familiar with. One thing I will say, they're not super expensive on their actual website. They're probably mid 100s, probably between, 120, 135. And I got this for about, I want to say, I found it at Fragopedia House for 108, and I had a little discount code. I got it for about $97. I'm just really impressed by what I'm smelling. And I like vodka in fragrance, and I like juniper. This is quite nice for an oriental fragrance. Definitely leathery, woodsy, quite masculine. I would consider this would be like 30 and up. This is not for teenagers. This is for the men, not the boys. Okay, that's nice. For me, riding a Harley Davidson would be Oud Tabak by, or not Oud Tabak. I would say Oud Tabak Delight by Native Parfums would be my go-to when I want to ride and wear a vest. That is strictly my go-to. But yeah, Rider is a nice one. The Sensei, yes. So, Mosia. Have any of you guys got your nose on this? Song of the Scents by Mosia. I only seen maybe a couple people talk about it on Instagram. I don't see too many talking about it on YouTube, but they got some interesting stuff. And I get about 10 hours on skin with this one. It's pretty damn good. And they have some different ones I would like to check out. They have one that really caught my eye is Gray Labdanum and Hues and Cues, and this other one called Seventh Heaven. So I definitely want to check out some of these other ones by this brand. I really like this one. And based off first impressions, it's a nice, like, woodsy, oriental kind of scent based around vetiver and musk. Beautiful stuff. It's quite unique and different than anything I really put my nose on. And it doesn't really remind me of anything either, which is a good thing. So, with that being said, let's move on to another one. Now, I did a short about it, but I do have a place for some of my favorite barbershop kind of scents. But Kevin at Central Obsessions was kind enough to send me this his way. I like his new upgrade, new presentation with the labels and stuff. And I did a short on this not long ago, and it was expected. I knew it wasn't going to get that many views or anything because not everybody goes for a barbershop kind of scent. But I do appreciate the new look, the new labels. I like this one. Kind of minty, citrus, aromatic lavender, fougere, decent dry down, and it really gives me this nice barbershop vibe, which I could truly appreciate. And I love those barbershop kind of fragrance. Is this a good fougere? Yeah. Central Obsessions. I'm friends with Kevin. I talk to him quite a bit outside of content. And he's actually done a personal fragrance for me, which I happen to have right here in my hand. He has those services where if you ever wanted a custom fragrance catered to your own specific scent profile, where it doesn't relate to anything, it's always a good thing to do. And I took advantage of it. I came up with my own scent structure, how I wanted it, the notes that I pick, the note percentages and everything, and he brought it to life and he delivered. So yeah, this one's a decent fougere. If you want to check it out, get yourself a little 8 milliliter spray creation sample decant. He has decent perfume quality oils. Kevin does pretty good work, you know. He's a decent guy. I like this. Good atomizers, good oils that he used. His stuff's quality. This came in not too long ago. I only did a short about it. Yeah, you know, this is his original, the Fresh Fade. And I heard it was pretty good. I wanted it for quite some time, a very long time, actually. I just never got around to it. And some of the other bottles that I do have by him are pretty damn good, you know? I'm not a crazy gourmand lover, but Gourmand Paradise is by far the best Italica dupe I ever came across. And one of his other originals, Cherry Smoked Bourbon, I like wearing that in the fall and the winter. And it has crazy performance. But yeah, he's got some really decent fragrance. Yes, the barbershop one, the Fresh Fade. I get like fresh citrus, this fresh minty leaf kind of scent. I think there's some, I get lavender and I get some other notes, maybe some woods, but for the most part, I like reaching for this after the shower. It's good. It's good. Great for the summertime. And I like to, you know, I get like some nostalgia to it. Growing up, there was this barbershop by me, and it was called New Image. And a couple of Italian twins owned the place. And every time I went to this place, I want to say I think I was like 11, 12 years old, maybe a little younger. Yeah, I'm just going to go with ages 8 to 10. My parents would take me to this barber shop. Every time I walked into that place, I would just smell this amazing scent. And I didn't know what it was. And even back then, The only haircuts I was allowed to get growing up was a crew cut or a flat top. That's it. So every time I got a haircut, one of the barbers would pat my neck down with talcum powder, and whatever the smell was, I liked it. And as I got older, over time, and when I started doing my scent journey and really getting my nose in the different scent profiles, this one brings back memories to me. I like Fougères. I'm a fan of them. But here's the funny thing, okay? I also own this one by Martin Margiela at the Barbers. And here's the craziest thing, and I can honestly admit it. I would take the fresh fade over this. Nothing bad about this. I can appreciate this. Still a good Fougere. I like this too, but it just, doesn't last. This one has a little more performance and it's just a fresher kind of Fougere. And, you know, the fresh fade. It's pretty good. I got to tell you, it's a good one. Yeah, I would like to get my nose on some of the other Andy Warhol interpretations. I definitely need to get some of those. And there's some other ones I would like to get to as well, but you know, he's always busy. He's always doing different stuff. So, I got to give him credit. He's a good guy. He's got good perfume skills. So, if any of you guys aren't familiar with Sensual Obsessions, I would definitely check out some of his work, get a little 8 milliliter sample and check him out. And he has almost every scent profile you could think of. And even another one, for that matter. Essential Harmony. Essential Harmony. D. Shout out to D at Essential Harmony. Another good perfumer that does absolutely amazing work. Her stuff isn't too expensive. She's been around for quite a bit. Every scent profile you could think of. I think what she charges maybe 50 some dollars plus tax, maybe mid 50s. Decent performance. But Essential Harmony, she has every single scent profile you could ever think of. But here's the other thing I like about Essential Harmony and Sensual Obsessions. I don't ever have that issue with redundancy compared to your typical designers and other niche fragrances. That's one of the things I like to look for when I do explore different houses. you know. Thankfully, some of these new pickups, I don't get any similar notes or similar vibes or where, oh, they smell alike. Sometimes that can happen. So, yeah, if you guys are looking to check out some other smaller indie niche houses, I highly recommend checking out Essential Harmony. I think you could get like a decant kit and she hooks it up with like 5 milliliter decants. She's got really good perfume skills. I don't know, let's say let's say Arctic Waters. It's one of the most unique freshies I ever came across from Arctic Storm. But I'm looking forward to some of her new releases coming in fall. And I will be picking up quite a bit of them, probably 4 of them. I'm probably going to pick up some others. But overall, I'm happy with the couple of the new pickups I recently got. Samemo Peach by Extra Ordinario. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely magnificent. And not too many people, oh yeah, I'm familiar with mirror image as well. But, I'm more familiar with Essential Harmony and her perfume skills. Nothing against Matt, but yeah, he is. But I really like Dee's perfume skills a lot. And I get really good performance from her stuff. And yeah, Matt, very talented. He's up there, but I never really checked out his originals or some of his other inspired colognes yet, but I will. But based off the own custom hybrid that I have that he did for me, was enough for me to say, he's definitely up there, but he's not, you know, top tier to me, in my opinion. But I wouldn't say, nothing bad, but yeah. But yeah, mirror image right here. Velvet Vice, my own custom hybrid. I'll just keep it real with you. You know, my scent here from him is top tier. But far as being, perfume skills being top tier, that's hard for me to say. Maybe some of you guys are more had time experiencing a lot of his offerings and what he does. I'm fairly new to the guy. And there's some other stuff I would like to check out, some of his originals, but it's hard for me to say far as a perfumer to be top tier because I don't really, you know, can't really go there yet. But I'm impressed to say this much. Matt, you are a good perfumer. And my custom hybrid is 4 unique masterpieces into one fragrance. So this one here, Velvet Vice, opens up with Bond number 9, Andy Warhol. And then you got Amouage Lyric. And then eventually you get Open Sky by Byrato. And finally it drives down into Argos, Triumph of Bacchus. 4 into 1. So yes, I do agree. He's got amazing fragrance skills when it comes to perfuming. And speaking of that, since you're here, Dutch, actually, no, I will talk to you on Instagram about that. But yeah, there's a couple originals I would like to check out by Mirror Image. I plan on getting at least one from, yeah, Byrato, marijuana, I think, or whatever it's called. Some people say it's Open Sky and it has marijuana in it. Yeah, but I would like to. It's a good one. So, with that being said, wow, I think it's almost been 2 hours again. I think, but I think I'm gonna shut it down, go eat, enjoy my night while I still can. I did find another fragrance tonight I plan on buying. I found another couple other actually a couple other houses. Yeah, they do. But anyways, Dutch put me on to some other houses that I plan to check out. And some of these other ones that I want to check out, I don't see too many people talking about them. But what's really interesting to me that I really want to check out is by Rainier, Havana Rain. I looked into that one. My God, is that a beautiful scent profile? I got to get my nose on that. So, man, as much as I want Cologne Forte, there's just other things that is really grabbing my attention right now. Like, I kind of want to pick up another one by Mosia. I really like the way this is moving me. I really get this nice, like, motorcycle club vest smell with this earthy, dirty vetiver. This is kind of stuff I really enjoy. That gets me going. But anyways, without further ado, I appreciate each and every one of you coming out, hanging out with me, listening to me about my top 30 holy grails that I consider that I tend to reach for quite often and wear. Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next week Sunday. God bless, stay fresh, and always smell your damn best. SP is out. Peace. Oh, come on.